James was a founding employee of a tech company that grew from 4 employees to 300 and was making $2 billion a year as of this last year. He'd been there since the beginning. He was very, very talented. He was an expert in his field. He believed that if you work hard, you will get promoted. But that wasn't happening. He was a director and he'd been passed over for vice president 3 different times. He was very, very discouraged. He contacted me and I started looking at what he'd been doing and what he hadn't been doing, and realized there were several very important strategies that he had not developed. So I taught those to him, and he implemented one of those strategies, and within a week had been invited by the senior vice president to present at a meeting where all the global vice presidents were there. He was the only director in the room. He did a great job of not only being there, but of presenting information that he and I had worked on. And he made such a great impression on the team that the team was convinced that he should be promoted. Within 3 months, James had been promoted to vice president, was doing a great job, and now I started helping him with the first 100 days and onboarding in a way that he would be very, very successful. This is the kind of experience that people have when they work with me. The average person that works with me in coaching increases their salary $40,000 to $60,000 in the first year, and it is not unusual for them to get a promotion or to move to a company and get a better job. If that's something you're interested in, I'd really like to help you. I'm Sabrina Braham. I've been an executive coach for 25 years. I'd like to tell you a little bit about me and answer a few questions that come up from people. I have a few notes. Once in a while, I'll look down at them just to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. So one of the questions I get is, why would somebody want an executive coach? Well, maybe you're in a position where you know that you're really capable of a lot more than what your job entails, and you can't seem to get out of that rut. I can help you with that. Or maybe you realize that you're unhappy with your existing position and you'd like to figure out another position either in your company or somewhere else. I can help you with that. Or maybe you realize that one of the things that's holding you back is that you're not very good at networking or connecting with people at different levels in your company. This is something that I have a whole bunch of things that I've developed over the years that can really help you to get much more comfortable with your networking. I'm one of the best executive coaches in the United States. I've been coaching for over 25 years. I started as a marriage and family counselor over 30 years ago, and I was working with a lot of presidents of companies who began to ask me questions, coaching questions, and they were so pleased with what I told them that they hired me to work with their companies. So that's how I got started in executive coaching. I've mostly worked with engineers leaders that are engineers. I've worked with people in science, in manufacturing. I've had a lot of great successes with people and with teams over the years. So how do I coach? Well, I'm an expert at helping high-performing leaders to really shine and become better versions of themselves. And I do that because I'm an expert on human behavior. I'm an expert on political strategy and how to make the best impression in your company. So if you're a high potential executive and you're committed to advancing your leadership skills and want to turbocharge your career and radically increase your influence in your products, you're in the right place. I can really help you with that. So some of the other questions I hear is, how much does it cost? And that's listed on the bottom of the sheet down below, but I think it's the wrong question. The question is, how much return will I get for this investment of coaching with you? My experience over the years is it usually will give you at least $40,000 to $60,000 increase in salary the first year you coach with me. And the other question I get is, well, my company won't pay for this. Is it worth doing if my company won't pay for it? And the answer is absolutely yes. The very best top talent go ahead and they pay for the coaching themselves. And it changes everything for them in their careers. Plus, when you tell your company that you've hired one of the top coaches in the United States because you want to improve yourself and you want to get promoted, it captures their attention. And what I've noticed over the years is that when you pay for the coach yourself, companies really realize that you have skin in the game. You really are committed to doing the work to get the promotion. And now they're much more invested in helping you with that. So in the coaching package, as you'll see down below, there's a lot of different things that we might cover, but this isn't a cookie cutter kind of program that you just, you get set things. I'm going to custom design this just for you. I'm going to be there holding your hand, helping you every step of the way. If you have any questions or you need anything, you can reach me on email or text, and I will help you. So this is going to be custom designed for you so you get the best results. Not just what you need, but also how you learn the best. So I'm going to take into consideration if you like to read, if you don't like to read, what your time schedule is, what's the way that will really help you to learn the best, the quickest. So we're going to do that. And I'm one of the few executive coaches that offers a satisfaction guarantee. If we work for 4 sessions and you don't feel like you're getting what you want out of it, I'm willing to refund you the rest of your money back. This has only happened one time in the last 25 years. I think you're going to be really, really happy with what we do. And here's my promise to you. In the meeting that we're going to be having, I'm going to review your current situation, the things that are income blocks and the goals that you have from the survey you filled out. I'll give you specific advice on how to improve yourself and how to move forward. And I will tell you how my coaching program can help you individually. You also can check down below. Be sure and look at my recommendations that I have. Look at the 4 leadership modules to see what things we can cover. Review the coaching structure, the value, and the investment. And remember that it's all about return on investment. How much return are you going to get for this investment you're putting out? So I'm looking forward to talking to you. Thanks so much for watching this video. See you in a little while. Bye for now.